Hi guys, welcome to the Lenscap Chronicles and welcome to northeastern Italy. I am here on a farm stay, part of an agriturismo experience, which I have documented in another video if you'd like to check it out. I will be staying in a place called Agriturismo Scaccia Pensieri and I'm using it as my base to explore the beautiful region of Friuli, which is a winery area in the northeastern tip of Italy. During my stay here, I'll be getting out and about to experience the rolling hills and vineyards surrounding this place. A couple of wine tastings, the local castle in Buttrio, and then we'll be checking out the Venetian-esque old city of Udine. And I'm very sorry, when I was in Udine, I was calling it Udine. I didn't realise the pronunciation. The great thing about this region of Italy, which is right on the border with Slovenia, is that it's so much quieter, peaceful and tranquil than further south in Italy, where you have all the major cities that have tourists pouring in. This is a truly authentic and peaceful countryside experience where you'll be able to interact with locals and have an incredible time. And I'm going to show you exactly why you should consider it for your next Italian holiday. Friuli is located in Italy's most northeasterly region, bordering Austria and Slovenia. And so it has a slightly unique mix of Italian, Germanic and Slavic cultures, giving it an unusual multicultural nuance that few seem to notice or understand. It is marked by variety, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, gastronomic and topographical. The northeastern section of Italy has a population of 1.1 million inhabitants, yet it rarely pops up in discussions about Italy, a real shame given the unique character of its places, sites and people. If you're an English-speaking tourist, you might be surprised to know that people in this region speak English more properly than anywhere else in the country. When I think of Rome, Milan, Amalfi Coast or Capri, certain images come to mind. But before visiting here, if someone had mentioned Friuli, I would have drawn a blank. On the world map, it appears to be located in a small, seemingly unreachable section of the country, positioned on the outer of the most well-known cities. However, its historical charm and multicultural influences really should demand attention. It's authentic, compact, charming and culturally incredibly rich. In reality, it is best to have wheels in this corner of Italy. There is certainly not a regular bus frequenting the main streets, but you could take a coach, train, or sometimes even boat to travel between main cities. My recommendation in this beautiful, off-the-beaten-track region of the world would be to fly into a major city such as Trieste or Venice in Italy, or Ljubljana in Slovenia, and then hire a car to drive to the region. It's worth noting that high-speed trains connect Udine and Trieste to other Italian cities such as Milan, Rome and Naples. This is one of Italy's safest regions, with Trieste being arguably Italy's safest city and Udine being not far behind. A few beggars might be seen near railway stations and international borders, but otherwise you should expect nothing untoward as a tourist. The central plain on Friuli's wine region is fed by rivers descending from the Julian Alps and the Dolomites. The mediating foothills produce some of the finest white wines in the world. Don't worry, we explore a few of these wineries. The magic of this hidden cultural gem continued as I approached Udine. Little was given away when I approached Udine's sprawling, semi-rural suburbs. I could have been in any small European town, but encased inside the peripheral ring road lay an infinitely grander medieval centre, a dramatic melange of Venetian arches, Grecian statues and Roman columns. I'm not gonna lie, parking in Udine is not for the faint-hearted. There are so many cars here. It's one of the smaller towns in Italy, but it's busy. I think it's local busy though. It's a Monday, 9:30 a.m, so people are probably just starting to get to work, business hours. Anyway, I found a park, it's metered. Let's check out how much that is. And then let's head around to the main piazza. Let's get our skates on. En route to Piazza del Liberta. This is one of the most impressive examples of Venetian architecture, and there's so many structures to point out. Let's go have a look. At the southern end of the square is the Loggia del Lionello from the 15th century in Venetian Gothic style, which used to serve as a municipal building and still serves that purpose today. It's a lovely place to come, especially at the extremes of day. At dusk and dawn, it has the absolute best colours on its pink and white marble structure. On the opposite side stands the Loggia and Tempietto of San Giovanni, dating back to the 16th century. And at the very top you can see a clock tower, which actually resembles the same one that you will see in San Marco Square in Venice. Piazza della Libertà is actually a lot smaller than I thought. There are so many incredible structures jam-packed into quite a small piazza. But my two favourites are the structure of Hercules and the Loggia del Lionello, which epitomizes Venetian architecture. It's much less crawling with people here compared to Venice. So if you do love Venetian architecture and culture and history, this is a great place to come that's a little bit more low-key and chill. At the centre of the beautiful Piazza della Libertà, the oldest square in the city of Udine, is this column with the line of St. Mars, and it's a symbol of Venice's rule over the city in the past. I'm inside the Loggia del Lionello now, just chilling on the steps as you do. This architecture is absolutely stunning. There's still a fair amount of bird poop on the ground, so it's not extremely unlike Venice. But inside you really get a true sense of the colours of the marble and the intricacy of the building. There's some frescoes on the walls inside here as well, and the marble, the carvings in the marble is unreal. I mean, that's got to have taken a long time. Just as the statues of Cacus and Hercules, they look absolutely incredible. The history of Udine predates Venetian rule, but in the 15th century the Venetians really revolutionised this particular square and another which I'll show you in a little bit of time. And the magical thing about Udine is that you're not fighting your way through crowds, so I'm literally sitting inside the Loggia del Lionello alone. This is a quaint Italian town where you're just seeing locals live their life. It's not as touristified, and I definitely recommend it if you're after a unique experience in Italy that isn't overrun with tourists. If you are coming to Udine and planning to see the Piazza della Libertà, I would highly recommend a tour guide. I've done a lot of research and reading prior to coming, but if you were just to walk through, there is so much you could miss if you didn't have someone, so I would recommend that. The statues of Hercules and Caco, or Cacus, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say that exactly, are really incredible. They are huge and they are clad in nothing but a fig leaf. Apparently Caco was a fire-breathing giant. If you've got any more to educate me on this, then please leave a comment below because I'd love to hear more about that. One of the other main attractions in Udine is the castle, the town castle, which sits up on a hill. It takes roughly 10 to 15 minutes to walk up there. The view from the top of the castle is simply brilliant, and you can see right across the town of Udine in the Friuli region, and all to the backdrop of the gorgeous snow-peaked mountains. So far, one of the greatest things about Udine is that I haven't spent a single cent. That is apart from my parking, which was €3.10 for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, which is not too bad. So the piazzas are all free access, the castle's free to walk around. For Europe, that's a pretty good win. The old town was pristine, but also very lively. Within the fortified walls, you'll find a mixture of day trip tourists from Venice, local city dwellers, and tourists attempting to avoid the overcrowded larger cities. The streets are lively, but not busy. The bars are occupied, but not heaving. It's a delightful mix of culture, tourist inquisitivity, and opportunities for enjoyable moments. Well, as it would happen, Piazza San Giacomo is right around the corner from Piazza della Libertà. So here we go, entering the next piazza. Well, I'm taking some rest in the Piazza of San Giacomo at its somewhat dry water fountain. This used to be the city's marketplace, so you'll find a whole heap of really old buildings surrounding the square with cafes and restaurants on the ground level serving everything from hearty meals to light snacks. And if you're after an authentic hearty meal from this region in Italy, go for the fritto, which I've heard is a combination of potatoes and cheese and usually served with polenta. Definitely worth trying. I've heard so much about it and the locals rave about it. And if you're an avid shopper, you're going to love the shopping in Udine. They have got everything you could possibly ask for and Italian quality. What a lovely, relaxing morning exploring Udine. Must be time for a wine tasting though. Marina Danieli estate, here we come. I'm super excited for this wine tasting.
The last days of the harvest.
Okay.
We are finally picking the reds. Refosco, it's already like very rustic wine, so it's a lot of tannins. In white, first we have to the stem and press. It's an old machine, but it's very good. These machines are like tanks, they're indestructible.
Okay.
Here we have the fermentation. I think you can also smell it. Here. You can try a little. It's still very sweet. Even if we are like in the last days of fermentation. Very deep color in the juice.
Oh, wow. Nice design.
Yeah, this is actually from the 50s. Okay. So if we let the skin a little, it gives this color. This is the natural color of Pinot Grigio, and we call it Ramato. This room is called the Fogolar. Fireplace, basically, just translated from the local dialect. And this one was used for warming up the house, but cooking as well.
Still used?
Yes. Actually, last time the twist was for making chestnut using this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is just for chestnut.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have won some awards here.
This past, actually, this one has a long history. the vintage wines. Some of them date into the 70s, or sometimes we also open a few for some tastings.
This is where you come after 5 p.m.
Glass of wine from the tank.
Yeah.
It's usual stuff. You can take places.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes the name of the region.
Friulano.
Friulano, yeah. It's like very fruity, like tropical fruits, very fragrant, it's fresh.
Now that you said pineapple, I can
Yeah,
smell.
you could say, yeah. Also nice, there's this kind of vanilla sensation, like very creamy. Schioppettini is also known as black ribolla.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That we serve in summer ice cold. When you have a wine that is very strong in tannins, if you serve it cold, you will feel more astringency and way more bitterness.
Thank you.
Salute.
Salute.
Bellissimo. Wow, what an incredible, personalised, intimate and friendly experience here at Marina Danieli Estate. And I think I've just pulled off an incredible trifecta here in Buttrio region of northern Italy. I've just finished a wine tasting at Marina Danieli. I'm staying at Scaccio Pensieri, and yesterday I had a picnic at Villa Dragoni. And on top of that, I got to meet Marina Danieli herself. Thank you so much for coming to meet me. I know you work incredibly long hours and you have perfected your craft, so I really appreciate the time you took to come and say hello. This has been a really joyful experience and truly grassroots in Italy. From the moment I was greeted so cordially by Marco to my tour through the actual process of producing these wines, and then the wine tasting at the end in the gorgeous and very historic rooms, it has been a real treat and I would highly recommend it. And lastly, the reason why I chose the bottle of Friulano from Marina Danieli is because, Marco, you mentioned it reminded you of home, and that was in South Italy. So given that it was such a personal tour and I love my own home, I really wanted to celebrate with something very personal. Thank you so much to the guys at Marina Danieli for an incredible time. Michaela, hi, thank you.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, long way, 36 hours of flight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
long one.
trip.
Yeah.
So nice to have you
Thank
here.
you for having me.
So the tasting, I'm going to try to explain a little bit about our history. And then it's going to be a dynamic tasting because while we taste the wines, we're gonna go to see where the vinification of the wine is. My mother's family has been in the winemaking for many generations. Me with my sisters were actually the sixth. In the 1990s, my grandfather was looking for some vineyards specifically on the hills of Buttrio. Because it's a very unique area for the production of wine. And we have some special characteristics for the terroir, which makes it a very suitable area for growing the vineyards. So he bought the castle together with the first 10 hectares of vineyards in 1994. First wine that we're gonna try is called Ribolla Gialla. It's an indigenous grape, unique to this area. The characteristic of this grape is the acidity, the minerality, and the sapidity. It's a wine that truly represents the soil. international grape to taste wine that you have as well, to understand the difference.
Yep.
It's also part of our history, especially of our hills.
So I am trying the Merlot now, and this has a softness that comes from the microclimate of the beautiful hills surrounding the castle. Bellissimo.
So this is an old press.
Wow.
And this is the old one.
It looks like from centuries ago.
Yeah. So the grapes used to be put inside and then crushed so that the wines would come out over here and be collected here.
I'm here in the Buttrio Castle and I'm in the vinification area where they keep oak barrels, and here in front of me is the original clock from the 16th century that used to be on the castle, and unfortunately they've had to remove it because it wasn't safe anymore. But this incredible clock initially was on the castle, and it's here if you come on a wine tour through the castle. This is the original mechanism behind the clock. I can't believe this is from the 16th century, absolutely amazing. And across here we have the bell. We're now inside the beautiful Buttrio Castle, and I'm going to show you exactly what you can expect if you stay here, including a room and all the areas that you can relax in. Let's go to the tower. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, you do massage here. Wow. It's gorgeous.
So, these are the massage beds where we usually do our massages for our clients with a beautiful view.
I've been shown to the top of the tower, and this is so incredible. The views here are absolutely stunning.
Every room is different from the other, not in dimension, but for the furniture, because it preserved the ancient style with some modernity.
someone has been here before me. This lady. I'm just.
How are you?
I'm
How's it
good. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely.
Welcome to Castello di Buttrio. We hope you have a good time.
Well, fittingly, my time in Friuli wraps up in Castello di Buttrio, the most gorgeous castle, and you can even stay here as a guest. It's divine, and I hope you've enjoyed the tour through the castle this evening. I'm here with my aperitivo. Thank you to the staff here for running me through. Thank you to the staff in Scaccia Pensieri for having me, and for all of the incredible experiences I've had in northern Italy. I'd highly recommend this region for an authentic Italian experience away from many of the other highly touristified areas. It is really stunning. I hope that this video has inspired you to come and stay in a truly authentic and rural regional area of Italy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.